So yeah, tell me, kind of, can you introduce yourself, tell these people who you are, and how your journey in sports betting has been going, and like what led you to working with me at this point?
Yeah, so I'm cool. So I'm a lineman for a living, a blue collar job, and pretty much just what led me to you was I would do parlays just for fun and just kind of sports betting. And then one day I stumbled upon your page and I saw you were like local to Pittsburgh. So I was like, oh, I'll hit this dude up and like see what it's about. And after going through your Instagram and then talking to you, I realized that like this is like actually a legitimate thing and it's not just another capper like just selling picks. So I don't know. I kind of looked at it as a investment opportunity.
Got you. So before this, you were kind of just doing parlays. How were you making those bets? Like even if it was a straight bet, how were you making those bets?
I just like pure hype trains like Saquon Barkley, like dude's a beast, you know. So just putting him for like plus two touchdowns, plus three, just for fun, seeing what could happen. Wild parlays, just throwing money around and pretty much just lighting it on fire.
Yeah. When did you make the change to, kind of lock in and start taking things seriously? Like, what was the turning point for you to realize that something was wrong? You needed to make a change, and like, yeah.
Honestly, one day I just went to like my DK, my stat sheet, and I just like saw like all time like losses. I was just like, dang man, just so much, just wasted like so much money. Like it's just like money that I actually like worked for, just kind of threw it out. So I was kind of like, maybe I should,
Start taking
see
it
what's
more
up with.
seriously.
Yeah, take it more seriously. Yeah,
Got you. What? Do you mind me asking how much you were down?
yeah. I think like all time it was like 1,300 and some change over
Oof.
a year and a half span. So not ideal.
Yeah, especially how old are you again?
21.
Got you. And what's your current bankroll sitting at now?
It's at 6K.
How much did you make in the last? How much did you make in October so far?
I think I made started with three. I think I made roughly three,
Three K.
or no, no, sorry, no. I
What
think
was
I
it?
made, I think roughly two.
That's still very solid for 22 days
Yeah,
in off
awesome.
of a 3K bankroll, right?
Yeah, I started. My first bet with you was September 16th, and I started with a 3K bankroll. And this morning I had 6,000 and some change. So pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's crazy.
No, no, yeah.
How's it been, like, picks aside, how's it been, in the community working with me overall, like your approach to betting? Like, how has your approach changed?
I mean, I like enjoy sports as a whole. So sometimes I watch like what we have picks on, and sometimes I won't even bother, and I'll just like wake up the next morning on my way to work and just check, and I'll just be like, oh, nice, it hit
Yeah.
or it didn't or whatever. Just trying to like not get too emotional with it, like you said. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's the best way to go about it. Like, just put the bet in, kind of turn your phone off and go on with your day.
yeah, definitely.
So, after getting some solid results in a pretty short amount of time, what is your relationship with sports betting now feel like? Like, how has it changed from what you are currently doing? Where do you see yourself in the future?
Since I started, like as of since I started with you to now, it's like actually been an eye opener as to like, wow, I could actually like this could be a solid investment, especially with the compounding interest and everything. Like I plan on just reinvesting, and then eventually investing into other things that could make me more money. But
Yeah. What do you plan to invest into?
probably just more into the stock market, and then eventually I would love to get into like real estate or open up a gym or something.
Yeah, I
Big
think we
goals, but I
spoke about like a gym at some point, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like
we
whenever you
did.
were first starting out.
Yeah.
Got you. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, at first I was kind of skeptical just in the first place, but I mean, after like 2 weeks and seeing the transparency that you have and how easy it was to get a hold of you, how you're like actually a personable dude, I was like, all right, this is actually dope. So
Yeah. Have you worked with like other handicappers in the past?
yeah, I worked with like three to four. It was nothing like this. You kind of just be like, all right, here's my money, and then you go into like some random Discord or Womp app, and then it's just like, all right, here's the picks, but you never talk to anybody else or even them. It's just a little dotted chart.
Yeah. Yeah, you really just get kind of like you just get bets thrown at you and you kind of have to expect, to know what to do, how to have the discipline dialed in, all that stuff. And like, it doesn't really help you. That's why, like, it's nice to have one-on-one calls, like having access to my number, having access to the community with all of the people inside, it's good to grow with these people and be surrounded by people who are already making money from sports betting, from straight bets. Whenever you surround yourself with those people, you're probably going to, be the fifth of the fourth people you're hanging around, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot just from scrolling through the chats, like right whenever I got in and trying to learn stuff, just scrolling up to past dates and reading some of the stuff that the different members have to say and just learning basic stuff that I didn't even know about. I think the first night I tried to place a bet, you were like, hey, just send me what you're going to place before you place it so that way I know you're doing it right. And I ended up doing it wrong. And then you had to like tell me real quick, just this, and this, this, and this. And it's like, no one else has ever done that or like even explain. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's, some pretty shady shit with how handicappers like run their business. I've bought so many people's picks whenever I first started sports betting, and it's a mess. Like you kind of, like I said, you just get bets thrown at you,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like after you pay, you just never hear from the person again.
Yep.
So
Give them more
now
money. It's
I've
like a vending machine. Those guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, like now that, I have my own community, I know what to do and I know what not to do, more importantly. What do you think the biggest like difference between me and other handicappers in terms of like not the communication side, but in terms of like the other stuff? Like maybe it's talking about, the approach that I have to it. It could be the community that we have. It could be, focusing on quality over quantity, whatever it may be. What do you think the biggest difference is?
Yeah. Honestly, I would just say you don't overwhelm me with 10 to 5 picks a day, at all these different times. It's like just, one, maybe three on like a busy day, but they're all, quality picks. You're profitable and you have proof of it. So
Yeah. Yeah. What was a moment for you when you realized that like the system is actually working and like what we're doing actually works?
probably from September 16th just to October, I just saw like steady growth and I was like, okay, this is cool, this is cool. And then since like October 1st to now, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's so easy to do. You just follow literally like the couple basic steps that you give and that's it.
I try to tell everyone that it is really that easy and like it is that simple. But, unfortunately, a lot of people just it all comes down to discipline. Like if you don't have discipline, you're not gonna make money. So many people want the
Yeah,
flashy stuff, where they're doing 10, 20 bets in a single day. It doesn't work. And
yeah,
it's flashy for a reason. Like sports books know that that doesn't work in the long run, so that's what they try and tell you to do. But what actually works is doing the opposite of what they're trying to tell you to do, but it's just not flashy.
yeah. And it's awesome though, because I mean, since like, I'm getting good results and slowly increasing my bankroll, I don't even have any interest in really like even putting up a little parlay here and there just for fun. Like it's just I just find it kind of pointless at this point.
Yeah. I mean that's great. Like that's what it should be. And unfortunately, a lot of people love doing the parlays. Like you got to get away from them though. Like that's the biggest thing holding people back from actually making money is thinking that, well, even if I do, just if it's $10, that $10 still stacks up and like over time you're going to lose, if you lose 1,000 parlays, that's $10,000 that you've lost, you know?
Yes.
They
Yeah,
stack up very quickly.
yeah, for sure.
Whenever you started like seeing that it was working, you were making consistent profits, how did that feel?
It felt good. It just kind of like at first, like I, wake up and go and make my money and come home, and it's like I was kind of nervous at first because like I didn't want to just. I thought it was a risk because honestly, I just didn't know you at the time or the community, and I was like, this is like nerve wracking for me. And then about 2 weeks in, when I saw how it all worked, I was like, all right, I can chill out. I don't have anything to be worried about.
Yeah. So before joining, what were your like biggest like red flags, or like what were you skeptical about? Just that it wasn't going to work, or what?
Yeah, yeah, just because I mean, it's just what everybody says whenever it comes to, just the whole gambling thing and the sports betting. It's like, be careful with that. Oh, be careful with that. I know somebody who did this and I know somebody who did that. And then you talk to them and like they tell you about, yeah, they would just chase their losses and this and that and would do stupid stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that's easily avoidable as long as you're smart with it and have a proven system to follow along with. So I don't know. I mean, my whole outlook on it just kind of changed after being with you for a month and a half. It's definitely achievable to be profitable with it.
Yeah, I love to hear it. So like My biggest goal is to, change the way people sports bet and, get away from the parlays, get away from the 10, 20 bets in a single day. What would be your biggest piece of advice, to people who are still doing those parlays, people that are still doing, 20 bets in a single day, whatever it may be? What's your biggest piece of advice to someone who's like trying to start being profitable with it?
I I would say one, just the biggest thing, just don't parlay at all. I mean, all that money that you're like spending on parlays, just try and go for one or two quality bets. Like the second you start stacking stuff together, it goes downhill.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely agree. But, people love turning the 10 into 10,000.
Yeah, and I'd say chasing losses too. Just like so many of my friends, like they still do it for fun and stuff, and they're like, "Yo, put this parlay down, put this down," and I'm like, no, it's not worth it. And I was like telling them about you, and I'm like, dude, I'm serious. You guys should like join this. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know, and this and that. And I'm like showing them like my stat sheet and everything, and they just can't believe it. I'm like, seriously, like I gave them all your Instagram. I'm like, dude, hit this guy up. Like he's legit.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, dude, even like all my friends obviously know what I do, like from my hometown or anything, and they still will like ask me, like, yo, what parlay should I place today? Like, it's just insane that people, even with the amount of hate that I have publicly towards parlays, the people still love doing parlays. It's insane. And, even people that I talk to on Instagram, like that see my content, see that I hate parlays, they'll still ask me, like, yo, what parlay should I place tonight? It's mind
Yeah,
boggling. It is insane. But
it's
yeah, you
nuts. It's
really
like you
do
got
need,
crystal ball or something.
what'd you say?
It's like they think you got a crystal ball or something.
Oh my god, I know. And like that's honestly due to the amount of like BS that's on the internet. Like with these handicappers that make the crazy claims of, a 100% guarantee pick, or, a 10 leg parlay that's guaranteed to retire your family. And people believe it, unfortunately. It is
Yeah,
insane. What were you
it's
going to say?
nuts. Like I remember one time I bought it was a UFC event, and this guy was selling the main event card parlay. So every fight on the main card he was selling it as a parlay. So I bought it, placed all the bets that he said. It missed by one, so like it was close, but that's a parlay for you. So,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
always miss by one.
garbage. Yeah, it's garbage. And if it was like the co-main event that missed, so at that point you're trying to ride it out. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, yeah, it missed, whatever. And then I look on his Instagram and he's like, we hit last night. And I'm like, what? That is not what you gave me. I have a screenshot of what you gave me, and then he posts the next day that he hit for 30
Yeah.
grand or something. I'm just, what the, like,
It's crazy. I mean, the people really like there's so much shady shit out there. Like people that do
yeah,
the day passes, if they, they'll give you one play, and then, they'll post a completely different pick that won, and let's say it's a part of a different package. They'll say it's like a diamond package, a sapphire package. It's insane. Like even the other day I started working with someone, and he was working with a handicapper who had a spreadsheet of all of his plays and everything, like similar to how I have it. But whenever he joined, he went back up through the dates, and he realized that the bets did not match. Like plays that were being sent out weren't getting tracked rightly. Right. Like he would leave out losses. He would include random wins. It's just insane that like these guys still get away with the amount of bullshit that, they do. It's amazing. And like I live in Miami, been doing this for a long time. I know a lot of these guys and that are selling the picks, and it's just insane how like blatant they do not care. Like I
yeah,
know someone who makes crazy amount of money selling bets, and he just blindly picks his plays. Like he'll just randomly send out, a few bets, and he doesn't care. He's still getting his money. He's not
yep,
putting any real money on these games. He's getting
yeah,
paid for the subscriptions. It's insane.
yeah. And it's nuts. I feel stupid for even like buying into it in the first place.
I did too. Like, I mean, now, like, I wasted so much money. I promise I wasted more money than you. In the first 2 months of me betting, I lost $10,000, if not more, just
Yeah,
believing these different guys. And it's insane. Like, now I look back on it and think, like, how could I even believe that stuff in the first place?
yeah, it's nuts. And like you said, like you're that one guy that bought picks and then went into the chat and like saw that the dude was like fluffing his picks and was like leaving stuff out. It
Hmm.
was like the day I got access to everything with you. Like I think I went back like 2 months and like was looking stuff up. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, it's
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have. And like, you can even see it since 2022 in the Discord. Like, unfortunately, I don't have those plays tracked since 2022, but obviously, like you can still scroll up since
Yeah.
2022 and see like even chats with clients, and there's people who are still in the premium from 2022. Obviously, if my plays weren't profitable, they
Hmm.
probably wouldn't be sticking around. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love to hear
Yeah,
it.
and I mean, most guys don't even have a year to go back, let alone years.
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll post bet slips from their clients for, like one day. Like they have a one winning day and then they post their bet slips for that day. But like that bet slip doesn't matter. What
Yeah.
matters is, long-term growth. Like even today I posted on my Instagram story, I'm 6-0 in my last six, but that doesn't matter. No, anyone in the world can go on a 6-0 run. What really matters is being profitable month after month, 90, 120 days down the line. Like that's way more important.
Hmm.
And, unfortunately, a lot of people love the 6-0, 7-0, 10-0 runs. Obviously, they're cool. I'm very, very happy, we're
Yeah.
6-0. But if I was 6-0, but I'm 6-10, like if I had an 10 win streak before that, then it's useless. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Wash.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think the biggest difference between like our community and other handicappers? Like, I know you already said, um, the like 10 to 20 plays a day, but is there anything else?
Um, yeah. If I have a question, I can go into the chat, and like, if you're not available, there's so many people in there that are willing to help out right away with any questions, even if it's like a really basic question. There's people there that will explain it to you. It's super easy to use. I mean, I just get the notification, go on. It takes me like 2 minutes, and then that's it. I shut my phone off, and I don't
Yeah,
even have to worry about anything. So
that's literally the
it's
best way
just
to go about it. Like that's
so easy.
yeah. And I don't think there's been a time where you've texted me and I like haven't respond. Like I'm gonna look at our text right now.
Yeah, no, you've gotten back to me every single time.
Yeah, I'm literally on my phone. I'm glued to it, unfortunately. Like my screen time is insane.
Yeah,
But anytime you shoot me a text, I'm going to respond. And like you said, if I don't, you still have the chat with everyone else in there and you'll get a response from someone who knows what they're talking about. In
yeah,
other
yeah. You're not.
Discords or like other communities, the people in there are brain dead. They know nothing about like they all love parlays, they all love the action. The people in our community are intelligent people putting real money behind their bets, and they understand that it is a long-term game. They're not, after a losing day, after two losing days, they're not in there crying and complaining. They know that in the
Yeah,
long run it'll all work out, which is
yeah, yeah,
it's so refreshing. I used to be in a community where if you had a losing day, everyone is, shit talking and saying, "Oh, it's a scam." Like it's not at all like that in there. It's positive guys that
yeah.
like
Not
you
at
would
all.
enjoy hanging out. Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Why do you think like our particular approach has like allowed you to get the results that you wanted to?
It's.
Like
I
why do
mean,
you
you're
think
basically
our
holding.
approach works compared to,
Because
all of these other people out there who sell bets? What about us like
yeah,
works so well?
you focus on quality over quantity for sure. It's transparency's great. It's profitable with data to back it up. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's more so just taking quality over quantity picks and really focusing on like what's worth it whenever it comes to certain lines and spreads.
Yeah. Yeah, completely agree. I mean, quality over quantity is very, very important. Now that you've like already seen some solid success, where do you see yourself like a year from today? Where do you see, your bankroll? Where do you see your profits monthly? Overall, just how does life look a year from today?
Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna pretty much stack my bankroll and not touch it until I'm like right on that line of I shouldn't place any more per unit without catching
Yeah.
heat. So like I think that's whenever I'll kind of stop accumulating my bankroll and then start taking profits and then go from there and maybe start using multiple books. But I'm not in a rush to start pulling profits and spending money. But in a year from now, I mean, who knows how much I'll be sitting on. I mean, I think you said this year, if you started with a $1,000 unit size, you'd be up like 100 something now, bankroll.
So if you start with a
Is that
10K
accurate?
bankroll, it'd
Or
be
yeah, sorry.
180K, 180K bankroll.
Yeah, which is like insane to think about. But I mean, yeah, in a year from now, hopefully somewhere in there. So
Yeah. And then you can open up that gym.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to be in Pittsburgh.
I don't know, probably somewhere local to it to
Yeah.
start.
So now that we've like, spoke all about the positives, be real with me. Was there a time where, you didn't think that it was going to work, or that what we do, like, was a scam or something?
I'd say the only time that I was like actually worried was the day that I was just putting the money into my DraftKings and getting into the premium. But then 2 days later, I really just wasn't worried because you had all the data, and I think your first two picks whenever I was in, they both hit. So
Yeah,
it
we
like
had a
was a
nice
nice
run whenever
way to
you
ease
joined.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say the
that's
only
sweet.
just taking that initial jump, that initial leap of and just doing the investment, that was the only time I was like skeptical.
Yeah. So I guess it kind of wraps it all up. But for anyone who's on the fence and, maybe is a little bit skeptical, that they think, will it actually work? What would you say to those people?
Yeah, I'm less than a month and a half ago, I was the same way. I mean, I was sitting right in this chair, like nervous, kind of hesitant on like doing it, and a week later, I was like just level-headed and cool. I'm like, okay, this was a great idea actually, and now I'm here a month and a half later, and I can't wait to just keep reinvesting. So I'd say take it. Take it's not even a risk. I can't even say take the risk. I would just say invest in this because it's worth it.
Yeah, I remember talking with Chad whenever he got off the call with you. He was texting me saying, or like you texted me and said, you just signed up. You're super excited, like you were shaking and everything.
Yeah,
And now look at it. It was, like obviously it's a pretty good decision that you made.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Perfect.